what are the chances of 2 new drones arriving on the same day? But yes, through fluke, not only have I got my new DJI Air 2S to unpack, my Evo 2 Pro, my Autel Evo 2 Pro has also turned up. That's going to be for a video for another day. Today I'm talking about the Air 2S and how it compares to its younger brother or sister, the Air 2. Hello, I'm Ian and I play with too many drones, probably, it could be argued. But look, today, as I said, I'm going to be focusing on the DJI Mavic Air 2S. And it's probably not its younger brother or sister, it's its older brother and sister, really, I guess. The Air 2, the original Air 2 was released exactly a year ago, April 2020. And it's easily been my favourite drone for the last year. Absolutely great pictures, handles strong wind easily enough, and just the right size and weight. My attraction for this was the new improved sensor, 1-inch sensor that has got 20 megapixels, and obviously it's got larger pixels, so you're going to get better quality pictures as well, especially in low light. So very short video this evening, just a very quick unboxing. Really, you probably don't need to see another unboxing video, and I'll just take it out for its first flight and see how it handles some evening shots. So there we go, look, nice fast unboxing for you there. You have the drone itself with the huge, lovely 1-inch sensor, 20 megapixels as I said, the great little upward sensors as well, so when it's pitched into sports mode or in the wind, they're still going to be carrying on going forward, so hopefully we'll have good obstacle avoidance even in strong wind and in sports mode as well. Got the standard remote now. This is obviously the new style remote that DJI are going with, so it's the same with the FPV, or similar to the FPV, same as the original Air 2 and the Mini 2 as well. You have a set of propellers, you have another set of props, and you have another set of props or rotors. So yeah, the combo comes with 2 complete spare sets of props. You've got the battery in the drone, you've got 2 spare batteries, charging hub that's going to charge the batteries in sequence, not in parallel, and a few nice little cables to connect everything up with. So that is what you get for your £1,169 or $1,200 and something, $1,299. That is the full combo set. Let's get it charged up and flying. Okay, what a lovely morning for its maiden flight. Everything is charged up. App had to be updated as well to cater for some of the new functions as well. Batteries charged up. Just some of you wanting to know, yes, the batteries are identical to the Mavic Air 2 batteries. In fact, so much I'm going to have to label them now. But yes, they're completely the same, so that's good. Fitting the props, again, I've done a setup video, as I said, and I'll refer you to that. But just for those of you who have never set one up before, obviously you have to match the little orange circle to the orange mark here. One flips one way and then the other will spin the other way. The idea is that 2 sets of props are going clockwise and the other 2 sets of props going anti-clockwise or counterclockwise. So once we've got all the stickers off, I thought I'd taken them all off, never mind. Micro SD card. You do need a very fast write speed for your micro SD card. The Air 2S does have 8 gigs of internal memory. It's not really going to do you too much. I don't know, what's that, about 10 minutes of 15 minutes of 4K video. It'd be plenty for photos, but not so great for video. So definitely get yourself a nice micro SD card. I've brought along the original Air 2 and the very original Mavic Air. Bless its little cottons, how happy we were with this when it first came out. Tiny little pocket rocket. So also want to get both of those flying as well alongside so we can compare the sound. But for now, I think really we're time to finally switch everything on and take off. Another tip, always remember to take the gimbal guard off, because the little gimbal will do its startup procedure and you'll get a gimbal overload. Okay, this is really good. It's telling me that AirSense is included in this. It's asking me to enable it. A few people have mentioned that the European models don't come with ADS-B AirSense to notify you if there is a aircraft coming nearby. It says it's got ADS-B on the box, and it's giving me the option to enable it now. Always good to just double check some of the main settings as well. 3 dots, top right, scroll across. I find my return to home height 50 meters is more than enough around here. You don't want it going 100 meters high. If it loses signal for whatever reason, it shouldn't lose signal though, not with OcuSync 3. Another interesting point though, I read in the specs, it's advertised with OcuSync 3, but when you look at the actual specs for the remote control is only OcuSync 2. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, whether or not it's also got OcuSync 3 for a future update to allow it to work with the FPV goggles, I don't know. But according to the specs, this remote is OcuSync 2. So anyway, if you've got any comments on that, let me know what you think. I will go through some of the gimbal softening settings. I did a video on that the other day just to slow down the stick controls, but just for now I want to make sure that they're not too far. So advanced gimbal settings, pitch speed I like about 10, pitch smoothness I like to put up around 20, yaw rotation speed certainly want to reduce that down, and the yaw smoothness I like to be up around 20, and that is in normal mode. Sports mode we can be a bit faster in Hunia, and cine smooth we'll leave that as it is as well. Okay, all the checks done, good to go, let's go. Okay, so first thoughts, he's very, very stable and not too noisy. I mean, look at him there, he is literally just sitting there, not drifting. I know it's a fairly calm day. Next storm we get, I'll do a wind test on it. I've got high hopes for this. But certainly, as far as I can see, he is not drifting at all. Right, let's get the other two drones up just so we can do a side-by-side sound test. Okay, all three drones up in the air, probably not best thing to do, keeping them low in my back garden. Anyway, let's hear this one. The original Air did have the little angry wasp sound, wasn't ever a fan of it. So this is the original Air, and then the new Air 2S. What I might do is just quickly separate them a little bit more. A little bit further away now, I'll just do another quick sound. So here is the original Air. Then we've got the Air 2. And then the latest Air 2S. No doubt, the original Air was a little wasp. Right. Right, certainly enough mayhem with multiple drones. I had to change the battery, obviously. Let's take it up for a proper little flight now and put it through its paces. Yes, Ted. I may have slowed down that turn a bit too much. Anyway, off we go. Let's just jump into the camera settings whilst we're here. So top right, just a couple of changes you want to make. I personally like to shoot in widescreen. That's just I know it's just cropping the top and the bottom, but it means I don't have to every time I look at a photo. Peaking level, I'm going to do a separate video on this because I did do, I last saw peaking level, focus peaking on the Mavic 2 Pro. Very, very useful little thing when you're in manual focus. For now, I'm going to leave that on, and basically all that means is that when you're in manual mode, if you see here on the right, you've got AF, tap that and you go into manual mode, and you can see there where things are in focus, they're going to show red. Very, very, very useful little, let's chuck into sports mode and go near a tree. And then when you're in manual focus, you can see there. So now I know that that tree is in focus, because obviously when you're looking at a very small screen, it's possible to see whether or not what you're shooting is in focus. But like I said, I'll do another video on camera settings. For now, if you want to go back into autofocus, you just scroll until you get down to the AF, and then you'll tap that and you're back in autofocus again. One thing that was a bit disappointing when I saw there, so normal mode, or P mode as they still try and call it, when you flip to sports mode, it's telling you that the obstacle avoidance is unavailable. Now that's a little bit of a shame, really. What's the point in having these new Porsche headlights sticking at the front pointing up if you can't get obstacle avoidance in sports mode? If you want to start filming, let's in sports mode. So see here again, I did a video just the other day on smoothing down the stick movements. You see how sharp they are in sports mode there. I have already turned down the stick movements, as I said, in normal mode, and much smoother. Now let's start filming. So you can choose video. They've simplified things, it looks like. You don't set the resolution or the frame rate now in here. Instead, what you have to do, if you're going to start filming, put it into video mode, and then down the bottom is where you tap those things at the bottom, and you can choose your frame rate. I do tend to use 25 frames per second, 4K. I'm going to have a little play with 5.4K in a minute. So let's just do a quick bit of filming with 4K. Not exactly the prettiest view today, but there we go. Now, obviously you've got the zoom on here as well. So what I might do here is the 2x zoom, and then the 4x zoom. Now you have a look at those pylons in the distance. I'm guessing, I don't know, I'll check on the big screen, see how good the zoom is. Like I said, this is actually, with a 20 megapixel sensor, it's got the ability to shoot in 5.4K video. So if you're actually filming 4K or even a lower resolution, it will make use of those redundant pixels, and so the digital zoom isn't as bad as it may be. But anyway, there we go. That's the 4 zoom levels there. Go back. And of course, one of the big things you've got on here is the ability to film video in D-Log. Now that is going to give you a much flatter color when you actually start filming. Whole idea of D-Log though is that you do all the work in post-production. For today, I'm actually going to stick to normal mode, and you'll see how suddenly you get your colors back. So D-Log, fantastic, gives you far more flexibility to bring out the colors in post, but it does mean that you'll have to edit every video clip that you shoot in post in order to extract all of that color and information. Okay, just testing the obstacle avoidance, that works nicely. Hand catch keeps it out of dog's way. Ted always goes mad. Hold your hand out flat, keep the left thumb down, and eventually it will land on there. So what a nice little drone this is. I can easily see this being my favorite everyday drone now, because with the new 20 megapixel huge sensor there, I'm going to be getting fantastic stills as good as the 2 Pro. Yes, I haven't got the variable aperture, which is a little bit of a shame, but if truth be told, unless I was in exceptionally bright conditions, I didn't touch the variable aperture too much on the 2 Pro. 5.4K video. I'll check how that looks when I get back inside on the big screen, but that's a nice little extra, because even though you may not be uploading or doing much with 5.K video, it means you can actually film video and still crop a little bit, and you'll still end up with a 4K or a very high resolution video. So it gives you a little bit of extra flexibility there. Focus peaking, as I mentioned, that's a nice little extra bonus there. I will be doing another video on the camera settings. Didn't test out the any of the smart shots or the quick shots. Smart shots, too many different terminologies. Going to be playing with that this afternoon. I'll do another video on that. This was just about literally its first flight, checking out what the camera can do. Nice to see that they've moved some of the controls around, made it quite intuitive and easy to select in mid-flight. One final thing though, unfortunately it does not have the new EASA numeric classification. Bit of a shame, to say the very least. Whether or not that is EASA/CAA/DJI dragging their heels, I don't know. What I do know though is that means in 20 months time, at the end of 2022, unless there is a change in policy from the CAA, certainly this model will be relegated to A3 open countryside only, even if you've got your A2 CFC. It will be classed as a legacy drone, and frankly I'm still staggered that DJI are putting out brand new models without the numerical classification. Like I said, it may not be DJI's fault, but we're stuck in the middle here. Are we going to get retrospective classification? Are we going to get a change in policy from the CAA? If you speak to DJI, they seem very confident that you are going to get retrospective classification. There's nothing to worry about. But then I guess they need to be selling these new models, and a lot of people commenting that they're going to be holding off until the new classifications come in. So bit of a shame not to see that, I have to say. Yeah, let's wait and see what happens there. All in all though, look, I can easily see this becoming my absolute favourite everyday drone. It's the right size, right weight, blown away with this beautiful big sensor. Yeah, very, very happy lad with this, and for me, absolutely fantastic bit of kit. Anyway, look, like I said, loads of testing and playing to do for the rest of this weekend. So wherever you are, I hope you're enjoying this good weather as well. If you're in the UK, wherever you are, stay safe and sane, have fun, happy flying.